Hi guys, this is me. I made a little post on Reddit about this TV build I made. I kind of find it cool and I think a lot of people are asking me for tutorials. So yes, I will make a fundamental tutorial here, but these shelves are not my creation. These shelves are this YouTuber's creation that I'll put up on screen, and his channel is linked in the description. I would highly suggest using this tutorial to make these shelves and these pillars. And once your pillars are done, you can also make another one like this one. And once that's done, you're going to be able to make this. Just make sure you make two shelves and sink them into your wall like I did over here. But you can make the TV without those two as long as you use these blocks I have. Now this is not as clean as I would like it to be, but I am lazy, so I'm not going to fix that. And this is a 2-shelf TV, but I will be showing one for 1 shelf. But you can apply the same methods I show for these 2 shelves. And now I'm going to show you what the backside of your home is going to look like if you do the exact same thing I do. As you see over here, there's a lot of pillars and stuff. I'm going to be covering them up with a build I'm working on eventually, when I have time. But if you're okay with your house kind of looking like this, I think you should go for it. This build is pretty cool. I'll see you in my test plot and we can start working on it. Alright everybody, I'm at my test plot. I use this contraption to make the pillars for the shelves. I didn't finish the shelves as this would be useless for me, but using the video I linked below, you should be able to make your shelves. Make sure you leave a gap in between if you want the exact same setup I have. Otherwise, just follow what I do for the TV. So I have these 2 dressers that I'm gonna use to make the little area where the TV will sit on. I'm gonna get my gourmet cup or bowl. I'm gonna place it on. I'm gonna alt click while looking at the cup. If I look over here and grab the dresser and I try putting it into stuff, it will not work. But if I grab the alt, it will work. And now I want to fit it in kind of this way. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to keep fidgeting with it until I get something I like. I kind of like that, but I don't like how that's kind of uneven, so I'm going to redo this one. I'm going to try to align it a bit. And now I kind of like that because it's more even, it looks symmetrical, it's nice. Now I'm going to take these chic capital wall shelves and I'm going to try putting them into this area. But I cannot put this too deep here. But I'm going to put that there. I'm going to take this. I'm going to put it there. I'm going to try looking at it, holding Alt, and then I'm going to put it as close to as I want to the dressers here. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to remove this. Now I have a nice little spot. Now in my own TV, I have double. You can do triple, you can do more than that, you can make huge screens with that. I made a small screen here for just an example. Now I'm going to take my other side. I'm going to place it here. I'm going to turn it. But the thing is, now you notice, you can't put it too close, otherwise it will just do this, right? So, you're going to be in this grid mode. You're going to press Z. Now you're in freehand mode. And you're going to try your best to align it. But don't worry, you don't have to be too... Like, it doesn't need to be too aligned. Because from far away, it looks fine like this. But from up close, you'll see the difference there. But it's like, who cares? And if it really bothers you that much, you can fix this so it sticks to the wall more using the cup method. I kind of just don't really care for this tutorial, but here, like, I'll show you. Like that. Oh, I have to grab the cup. So now I'm gonna take my other one. I'm gonna do the same thing. Press Z. Make sure it's aligned. Not that aligned, but I currently don't care. But once you have more time and more effort put into it, it looks much better, like my first one. Now I'm gonna press Z. I'm gonna do this. And now I have a nice box. It looks nice right now, but we're gonna make it better by covering up the wall behind it so it kind of looks like it's popping out. But before we do that, we're gonna put a channel on, which is the wallpaper. As you can see, this stuff is kind of covering in front of the wall, so it kind of tricks you into thinking you have a picture behind it. And now if you do it on a wall kind of like this one, you see up there, over there, you can see the wallpaper. You can hide it either using some more of the builder's walls, or you can build your little TV on a wall that's kind of like this, or you can build it on a wall that was kind of like line. It's just be creative with it, and it'll look better if you do it kind of on these type of walls. But yeah, and now we're gonna count over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 blocks over here from the middle square, because we're gonna use the middle as our anchor point. And it's kind of like 3-ish squares that I want to cover mainly, because I want to kind of keep some of the black. So I guess 3 squares. I'm gonna go outside to the back of the house. I kind of pre-prepped these already, but we're gonna make this first. You see this? We're gonna take our building wood pillars, and we're gonna put 2 down. Now we're gonna take this and we're gonna fiddle with it until it kind of snaps. You see that snap? You see that snap? Now if I click the one that is snapped to, it should move both. But if I click this one, it should not. That means it's anchored to this one, which is really important for this build. And then we're gonna have one of these and we're gonna attach it to the fence over here, because we want it to be like this. And the same thing applies. You want to anchor it like that. Did that work? Yes, that worked. See? I'm going to move this because I did that as an example. Now I have 2 of these, right? These are going to be my side covers. Now I'm going to look at what I did last time. So this is the middle square. As you can see through the wall, you can see where the shelf is. I see 1, 2, 3. That's the amount I need cover-ups. So I'm going to grab this. And I'm going to kind of see how that works on this. Kind of like that-ish, right? But I can't push this into the wall without using the cancellation method. To do that, though, you're gonna need to go into your settings. You're gonna need to go into your control settings. You're gonna scroll until you hit placement manipulation. We're gonna go to confirm move. And then we're gonna take the second key and we're gonna bind a key to it. I binded V to it because that's the one that feels comfortable for me. You can do any key that's not being in use. Now we're gonna take this part and I'm gonna move it far away. And I'm gonna have an item. I'm gonna use the plushie for my example of when I cancel. But we're not going to place this down. We're going to just click the number on your hotbar You gotta remember which item, where it is in your hotbar when you press it. And then to cancel it, you press right click so you don't put it on the ground. Now we have this. We're gonna, nope, we're not gonna do that. Kinda got jump scared. We're gonna grab this and we're gonna kinda measure it out. Kinda like this. Cause I'm gonna go closer to the wall. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna press V, place it down. Now these blocks are inside my wall. Now I'm gonna go check. This is the tedious part. And that looks great. Look at that. Now I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Gonna grab this. Go like that. Do this. Gonna kinda roughly see where I need to be. I believe it was this, if I'm not mistaken. And I press that. Oh, I did not align it, so you're gonna see the difference when I look there. If I didn't align it properly, you're gonna see it's going through it. So I'm gonna have to redo that one. So I'm gonna move it with the anchor point. You must grab the anchor point for this. And I'm gonna double check if I measured right. Yeah, it was 3. I just messed that up myself. Don't worry. This is really finicky, so it is alright. So I'm gonna make sure I'm aligned with the first one. And I'm gonna press that. Now it looks like I should be fine. Look at that, that's great. Now I need to cover up the top. The bottom is kind of harder to see, so it doesn't matter if you cover that up or not. If you want it completely floating, you can cover it up. If you don't, then you don't have to. Now I'm gonna go, to the back there. This is how my back looks. I use these, but since they're kind of easier to tether stuff to, I'm gonna kind of measure out the wall. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Right, now I use these. Now you don't strictly have to use these. You could use either the building blocks, you could use more wall pillars. So I'm gonna go inside to count. I need, let's see, roughly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a half-ish. Oh, I also forgot to check what height it was on. So it should be 1 less than this block over here. So for me to remember, I use shelves sometimes. So we're gonna do a block like this. That's how high I need this to be. Now you can use more blocks as well. You could use this, the walls. But I'm gonna kind of be finicky with them. I'm gonna bring it close so I can kind of measure. I'm gonna use more blocks because I find those look nicer. And I'm gonna use Z so I can kind of freehand it. And it's kind of being finicky, as I told you. I'm gonna say roughly that. And then I'm gonna click. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna move this so I can do this more freely. Oh, make sure it's straight. Alright, I'm gonna say roughly that should be fine. Now I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna do the cancellation method again to see if I did it correctly. Now I can't put it any closer to the wall when I'm in H mode. So if I press Z, I still can't because it's not going to be pushing in. That's what the pillars are for, to help push in, but we'll see if we need to do that. So I press down. Now it's at the wall like that. Now I'm going to go check. And that kind of doesn't seem to match up. And we have these little gaps between it, which I don't personally like, so we're gonna use the cup we had from earlier to combine our blocks. Now this part is gonna be the most annoying part, I would like to say. It's trial and error with this one. So you're gonna press this down. I'm gonna take Alt click after selecting the gourmet cup, and I'm gonna try combining the glasses. Not glasses, the blocks, my bad. And then I'm gonna go here, do it again. You only get one try when you do this, so when you mess up, you're gonna have to do this again with the gourmet cup, and you're gonna watch me do that properly. So when I click this, they all don't go with me because they can't snap to each other. They're kind of merged into one another. So I'm gonna press Alt, and then I'm gonna click it. So now I've selected the whole group. Now I'm gonna try to make sure I have this on the right height. So I'm gonna put this as close to the wall as I possibly can. Which I realize I don't have the right height, so I'm gonna make sure I have the right height like that. So I'm double checking. That's 1, 2, yeah, okay. And this is kind of roughly the height I need. So we're gonna take this, we're gonna turn it, and I'm gonna use my staircase that I built. Oh. And I'm gonna try my best to align it. And I'm gonna click. Now it's up there, I'm gonna turn it. Right? And then I'm gonna take the top. I gotta make sure I have this item in my hotbar. Right there. And I'm gonna press B. Now I'm gonna go check if it's the right height again. It does not seem a bit. I think I put it too low, so I'm gonna do this again. So this is, as I said, the most tedious part. I have it a bit too low, so it is. So we're gonna go place this back at the wall. And as you can see, there's kind of a gap there. In my build, I built another shelf pillar using the industrial wall shelves. Now you can just use these if you would like, or you could use these if you would like. It doesn't matter which method you use, as long as you do these concepts I'm showing you, and you can mess around with it. And so I'm gonna put that there, that there. I'm gonna go up. Click that, and I noticed that it wasn't sinking deep enough into the wall. So I'm gonna take this, a pillar, and I'm gonna make sure it snaps to it, like you see there. It snapped. Now if I click the pillar, it should move the whole thing. So I'm gonna face it to the wall, grab that, press my plushie, cancel it. It could be any item, it doesn't need to be a plushie. And now I'm going to try my best to align it via this. But remember, we don't have two of these in there. We have just a flat builder's wall. So I'm going to try to put it as close as possible. Now I can put a tiny bit closer via Z. And I press V. Now it is in the wall. And voila, you got the wall covered. And with the amount of gap we have up there, you could probably put some items there, which I don't have any items on me right now to show. And if I take this right there, I'm bringing this. You can see you can still place stuff in here. So if you want to make funky frames for your photos of your beloved shrines for your, I've seen people make Hodari shrines and stuff. You can do that with this. You can make put items here, although it looks like you can place stuff, you cannot place stuff there, and I'm not sure if you can place stuff up there, but I cannot reach it right now. But this is how you make the TV. I hope this was helpful, and bye bye.